Howdy Y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Ryan
And Angela.
from RNA Music,
Ooh.
deep in the heart of Texas. That's where we're at right now.
As always.
Believe it or not.
Yes. It's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe,
It's crazy.
but we are. Welcome to another Ask RNA.
Yes. I think this is
43?
something like
I
that.
think it's 43. Who knows?
Something.
It is Friday,
Yes.
5:10. Have some students who are out of pocket, so we're going to take this moment to
Yes. School's starting, so everybody's scrambling to get last minute vacays in and
School shopping.
School shopping and
we
so
have a small break, so we're going to shoot this now. I know you wanted to know that.
of course you did.
Absolutely. All right, first question.
What's up?
Brian M. Great vid. Interesting hearing about the business.
The business.
The business.
That business.
Also enjoyed your sacrifice and perspective vid as well. I don't know anything about the topic, but have you considered purchasing a purchasing co-op with other similar sized dealers? I know our local ice hockey store does this since they are not
That's
in a
cool.
huge market. I realize these are two different industries, but I thought I would mention anyways. Forgot to ask, why does the pick guard keep falling off the Schecter E1?
Smiley face.
Smiley face. Yeah, well, there is some small music business associations, and sometimes they'll do things for buying products. Usually it's containers of like guitar stands or music stands or things like that. But
Right.
the problem is usually with the manufacturers do not want you to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They want to deal with you.
You alone.
Yeah, they don't. It's confusing getting accounts mixed up, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. But generally, they don't do that. Yeah, and
this business.
companies are not real hot on dealers. Like if I have a friend who has a music store and I carry a line they don't carry, they don't like in their store
Selling.
selling.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, if someone wants to buy a product at full price from me online and do whatever they want to with it, that's up to
Right.
them. But
Right.
yeah, it's really on the manufacturer's side. They have their own rules and regulations about how they do things with dealers. So
Just keeps everything nice and clean and tidy.
I guess there's got to be reasons behind it.
It's not like a bug was in that window. Scare me.
There's a lot of shenanigans, though, on the selling side of music gear. A lot of people doing some crazy crap on like Amazon and Reverb, and it's
Trying to go around.
circumvent things, and it makes it tougher on smaller dealers. And so I don't know what's going on,
Man.
but it's a great idea. I wish it did work that way, but
Yeah.
not so much, man. As far as why the pick guard keeps falling off the E1, reasons. I keep taking it off, and hopefully soon y'all will see why.
Yes.
Check it out.
I know.
Looks pretty sexy without the pick guard,
Yeah.
but the little screw holes don't look as sexy. So
No, it looks like it's missing something.
it looks like there's something missing. So we're on it. We're fixing that though. Anyways, thanks for the question, Brian.
Yes. Gotta drink some of my tea.
Got some of your tea? Mm-hmm. Y'all want to see my Texas teacup?
This is my cup. I don't know if I can show the logo.
Sure you can. Why not? Maybe
Fine.
Buc-ee's will send us a
Buc-ee's.
check.
With my Adam Lamar specialized Lolly's Loop sticker. Lolly's Loops.
Lolly's Loops, courtesy of
shameless plug.
Adam Lamar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Here's my Texas tea mug.
Yes, it actually is full of tea. Did you drip again?
I dripped again. Dang it.
Damn it. You need a straw.
I need to tighten this lid down.
You need one of those bendy straws. You know that you blow in it, it makes a.
If you live in Texas, this is the size of your teacup.
This is my ghetto fabulous straw. I love straws, and I have to have a straw when I drink because I don't like the ice hitting me in the face, and so I don't have a tall straw. So I got a bendy, one of the boys' bendy straws, and I taped it to the lip so it won't fall because the straw light comes there.
Straw's not long enough.
The straw's not long enough.
You need a longer straw.
I do. I know they make them, so don't. I just didn't have them in the house, and
Didn't have
I'm
time to go
frugal,
buy
so
them.
I don't spend them just to have them. So, yes,
But they got some over at the gas station.
I bet they do.
Let's go get some.
Okay.
All right. Saul Rivera, next question. You and Angela are a great example of what a happy married couple looks like, in my opinion.
It's a great
Thank you.
opinion.
Thank you. I share that opinion. What are some of the things y'all see as being important in keeping the relationship fun, fresh, and strong? P.S. I'm happily married. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. I wasn't thinking that, but y'all just make it seem so effortless. Thanks in advance. Keep the music alive.
He said, "Keep the music alive."
Keep the music alive.
Like everybody's using quotation marks.
Quotations. There's a thing now. Well, it's kind of trademarked now that keep the music alive. So, you know, we should put that on a T-shirt.
We should. We haven't done any hashtagies like so excited and
I hashtag so excited all the time on Instagram.
Bam!
I'm so excited.
Don't forget it.
Don't forget it.
Yeah. How do we keep our marriage funky, fresh, and cool?
Funky, fresh.
I don't know.
I was going to say Angela's a really, 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 really huge fan of awesomeness. And because I'm so friggin' awesome.
I bask.
I'm so awesome. It just, you know, it just works. It just works. She's happy. Well, that's only a small portion of it.
Yeah,
really.
It is. I think because we are really real and we learned, I think, early on in our marriage how to communicate with one another and to be quick to forgive and know that we're just human and we'll make mistakes. And a lot of times in marriage, your mistakes aren't out of the fact that you are angry at that person or you don't like that person. Is because you're hurting and you don't know how to articulate that hurt, and sometimes it translates into, why don't you like me anymore? And I think that's where a lot of relationships go wrong. So we learned early on in our marriage, like the first 5 or 10 years of our marriage, to really communicate out. Like if I'm having a bad day, I let him know. You know, so I'm not just huffing and puffing around the house, which I have a tendency to do sometimes.
I have no idea what.
And he's like, "What did I do?" And I'm being short with him, but I'm letting him know. I was like, "I woke up in the worst mood this morning. I am so sorry." And he knows that if I do say something or if I'm not talking to him, it's not. He doesn't have to spend the whole day wondering what did he do to hurt my feelings. I let him know.
It's not necessarily anything I did.
No,
it could be something else completely unrelated.
It could be like I'm very. I guess artistic, so I have vivid dreams and I have like my emotions are always on guard, and so I feel like my hands are like turbo big old giant like Baymax hands. Golly. Okay, thanks Father, thank you Daddy for these giant man hands. But I think that
you have delicate, lovely hands.
So sometimes I have
You're welcome.
I have really vivid dreams and I get very emotional during my dreams, and sometimes I wake up and I'm literally wake up in an extremely emotional mood, like I am hurt, like emotionally, because
fired up,
you know. And so I tell him, like, I had the worst dream last night and I just feel really funky. And so throughout the day he knows that the reason why I'm in a bad mood is because of that. And so we learned, I said all that to say that we learned really early on to have a communication. Like if he's stressed, like he'll say, "Man, I'm really stressed about our finances right now," and I know that if he is short with me, I know it's because he's stressed and I need to be more forgiving and gentle with him. And my mission now is to make him comforted and happy, and we do that back and forth. So it's not like I don't get offended when he's upset and he doesn't get offended when I'm upset, because we both know that we're human and we're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's helped our marriage, because I've noticed that a lot with couples, that they're not understanding, which they should be. You're married to that person. You're supposed to spend the rest of your life with that person. So you should have a huge level of understanding that person is only human and they're going to have bad days. But to be very forgiving when that person is raw and emotional and sad or happy or whatever, and they exhibit it and they express their emotions in a way that we might not understand or we might think is wrong. Because he wasn't raised with me and I wasn't raised with him, and the way his parents communicate and disciplined him and their life wasn't like my life. And so I approached the world from the way my parents raised me and my sisters and my life and past boyfriends and friends and stuff like that.
Because that was normal to you.
Because it was normal to me, and he had the same thing. His life, his parents, his sisters, his work, his friends, he's coming into marriage with that. So I think that most couples should have an understanding of these are two different people, separate lives, and chemistries and reactions and understanding of the world, and you're coming into a marriage and you're supposed to be one, And you have to understand that. You have to accept that, and you have to work through that and love that person for the unique, beautiful human being that they are, and not try to force them to give up everything that has molded them into the person that you fell in love with, to change and become more like you, because that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And I think that we understood that early on, because we had a lot of great teachers that taught us early on to communicate and to love each other and love each other through stuff, and never to go to bed angry. Never go to bed angry. And
I'm not saying we haven't.
No, we have.
Say, oh yeah, that was way back in the early days.
More so,
though.
we don't. We make
Not
a point
anymore.
to say, I love you. And our thing is, I love you more. No, I love you more. Well, why do you love me more? Because I know I love you more. We have this thing.
She's a little competitive.
Because I do love him more.
She's competitive. She is a winner. She likes to win.
I'm not competitive. I'm just very.
I like to win.
Know that I'm right all the time.
That's pretty much it. So, well, communication is a big thing. We talk a lot. Even when we were dating, we would spend hours and hours and hours on the phone talking about everything that you could imagine.
If you can't tell.
And so, so we still, we talk all the time, and we kind of have that insight into, like, I know how she was raised, and I know things that her parents did that, they treated her a certain way in certain situations, and like that didn't really click for her. And same thing. The way my parents treated me and how I dealt with my relatives and things that were said to me at a young age, and how my personality was formed through all that, we understand those things from each other person. So I know that if I do or say something in a certain way, that's going to remind her of something in her past that's like, that was a trigger, maybe for an unpleasant memory, or just to make you feel a certain way. Now, intentional or not. Like, that's not what I meant.
Right.
I said that, I'm like, why are you mad? That's not.
Right.
That's not what I meant at all. But I know that's not what you meant, but this is what I heard.
Exactly.
And so, mental note.
Yes.
I'm like, well, that's not at all. And we talked through that. Okay, I know you didn't mean it, but that's
what I heard.
That's what I heard. So I'm like, all right, well, I need to figure out a better way to say that.
Yes.
And I have a tendency to, like, talk really loud.
Yes. And very just like curt.
And I get loud, but when I get loud, it sounds like I'm angry.
Yes.
But I'm not necessarily angry. I'm just loud because there's noises.
I think subconsciously he really is angry that he has to repeat himself.
Maybe on the fourth time,
Freudian.
I might be a little stressed because I had to say it. But communicating and just kind of getting to know each other, and she knows certain things. We could hurt each other if we wanted to.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Verbally, but we don't.
Why
and
would
she's
you?
never done that to me, and I'm like, I've never had anybody in my life treat me the way that Angela treats me. So for me, it's like
in a good way.
In a good way. In a good way.
Clarify.
Say that.
Oh my gosh. That's right. Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, genuinely, that's great. No, in a good way. She knows my flaws, and she knows my weaknesses, and she knows what
Good Lord,
Who is
texting
texting me?
We're having a pointy moment.
Come on, Pete.
You had your time, Pete Rose.
Pete Rose.
Turn off your ringer.
Sorry. Well, Adam's messaging me, and Pete Rose is texting me.
Lord, men.
So she knows. She knows the things that could really hurt me, but she doesn't. She never goes there, and she's always been supportive of everything I ever wanted to do. And like, I've never even had in my own family anybody ever be as big a cheerleader for me as her. So it's like, it's easy for me to love her because she's awesome. But communication was the main thing, and we did get a lot of teaching early on in our marriage about men and women and how we're different. We are absolutely different.
Yes.
Our brains are different.
Yes.
The way we process information and solve problems is different.
Yes.
And the problem in America is now we're all equal.
And we're not.
Trying to make men and women, they're the same. And it's like, we're not the same. Not even close. And that's a good thing.
Yes.
Because things that I'm not good at, she is.
Yes.
Things that maybe she's not great at, I'm better at certain things. And that's how it's supposed to work. So, recognizing our differences and our weaknesses and our strengths, and really just communicating. So
and I think just like with any relationship, the more you communicate and the more you reveal yourself genuinely to that person. Genuinely is the key to that person. The stronger the bond is. Just like men and women who are soldiers, or there's this camaraderie that is just like tied together, that no matter how far or how the distance between you, you're always like brothers in arms. Well, there should be so much more in a marriage. That should be so much more in a marriage, because you're sharing the same bed, you're sharing meals together. I mean, day in, day out, 365. And so you get to know each other at an intimate level, emotionally and communicatively. What is it? Communicatingly? I don't know.
Communicatively?
Sure.
I don't know.
Anyways, but you get to know each other so much, so you become best friends, and it's through anything, no matter what the world throws at you, it should make you stronger instead of tear you apart. So I think that's what because we've gone through some major crap in our life, and one thing that we know is like, I got into this marriage to be with you forever, and no idiot outside of this relationship is going to destroy that, or destroy you, or destroy me, and we feel that way about each other. So not only in our friendship, in our Christian walk, but in our marriage as parents, we have this understanding of how important that role is, and we only have a small amount of time on earth, to do it right. And I think we try to do it the best we can, and people always say, like, I don't know how you can work with your husband every single day. I can't even stand mine for the 5 minutes he's home before he goes to sleep after he watches this. I'm like, I don't understand that, because as soon as we leave here, sometimes we ride in the same car together, or we'll drop the boys off at home and go to Walmart so we can spend more time together. Because even though we're in the same building, we're not necessarily really just talking to each other. And we really enjoy, and we stay up late at night just talking and laughing and watching movies and planning, and we have a great relationship. But I think the foundation of it is because we're so open with each other, and we are quick to forgive, and we communicate everything, even if we're just like, I don't want you to think that I'm trying to hurt you, but I want you to know how I feel. But it's up to that other person to receive it and say, okay, I understand that you feel that way, and I accept how you feel, and this is how I feel about that. And we've learned, we didn't come into the marriage that way.
Yeah, it wasn't like that first.
No.
Yeah, we're 17 years in now. Now we really know each other really well.
Yeah, and we're still learning a lot about each other, because our lives are changing, and how we react to different situations changes, because we've never been at this age, and with these children at this age, where we have one that's preparing to leave the house and we have one about to be a teenager, and so our lives are changing, and we've learned so much about it, and we're learning more and more, but it's that communication. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely. Number one. It sounds cliche, but it really is.
Because we really do communicate.
We really do.
We talk a lot.
A lot with each other.
Yeah. And I was, in the earlier days, I was a lot, I've learned to be quicker to say I'm sorry. Because there's times where, like, I did something wrong. Or I did, not wrong, but I did something, I said something hurtful, and I didn't think it was. And I'm like, why are you getting mad about that? That's not even, because it's like, that's not what I meant. What I said and what you heard, I didn't say that to hurt you, but and I'd be like, well, that's your problem.
But I'm very vocal too. I've learned to be very vocal whenever he does say something that's hurtful. I remember one time
I'm oblivious.
We got into an argument, and he said something, and it was just like a real fast, because he was saying a bunch of things, and he said something about me and who I, something, I can't even remember the specifics, but I remember just stopping. I don't even know where we were at home sometime, and I was just like, listen, I'm here. I'm for you. I'm your wife, and I will always be here for you. You don't talk to me that way, And it was just like, he was like, you're right, But it takes a level of maturity on both sides. First, because women tend to bury things down and hold grudges, to get it out then, and to talk through it. And it takes a strong woman know when to say, and to say it nicely, to not use it as a weapon, but say it nicely to your husband. And it takes a strong husband to turn around and say and recognize, I did hurt this woman whom I love, and I've dedicated my life to you, and respect each other on that level, and reach a forgiveness and a repentance to each other so that you can heal. And we hug a lot, and there's times where I'm just like, I'm just going to let him have that one, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to finish making breakfast, and then before I know it, he makes a circle around the house, and he comes up behind me and like, I'm so sorry. And I've done the same thing where I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I said that to you, I should not have said that, I'm so sorry. Because the normal thing about you like, I want to get that jab in. I want to.
I'm right.
I'm right, and I want to make sure he knows it.
She knows I'm right. I'm going to go sit in the other room, and she's going to know I'm right for the next 6 hours. I'm not apologizing because I was right.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'm usually not. So then I'm like, that's the trick, is I've gotten way faster. Like, as soon as I say something, I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. That was not, I did not mean to say that. Why did that come out? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. I did not mean to say that. So being very, very, very quick to apologize, I think that's important, and to not have a lot of pride.
Yeah.
To swallow your pride.
Yeah.
That's the killer, I think, of everything. Pride is the death sentence for anything, really.
Oh my gosh, for anything, almost every relationship, pride is the death sentence of it.
Yes, it is.
So.
That was a long answer.
It's okay. People needed to hear it.
Yes, they did.
Apparently.
Probably so. Thank you for asking the question.
I'm glad, Saul, that your marriage is great.
Yeah.
Keep the good work up, because there's not a lot of great examples, especially for young people today, who know what commitment and love is, because our society just doesn't show it anymore.
Yeah. Doesn't respect it.
Nope.
Either. So, yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It takes a brave person to ask that question, because again, people automatically assume, wow, you got a problem.
Yes.
No,
I just think, marriage advice. No, but it's nice, even with us, it's nice as a couple to know another couple who is doing it right, who's loving each other no matter what.
Surely we're not the only ones.
Yeah, right.
Because that would just be
because
terrible.
Sometimes it really feels like that. In our circle of influence, it feels like, dear God, has everybody lost their ever-loving mind?
Everybody
like, how do you put that kind of energy and that kind of spirit out into the world and not expect doo-doo in return? You just can't. That's not how it works. That's not how the thing works.
That's not how any of this works.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this
So
works.
thanks for the question, Saul.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
Yes.
Mr. Mongo 321. Ryan, did you ever consider making videos on YouTube regarding techniques and tricks for the guitar? Excellent question, Mr. Mongo 321. I've been thinking about this a lot. Actually, if you go back to the very beginning of this channel, because we have videos, I forgot how many it was. We're like somewhere between almost 500 videos, or we're either over 500 or under 500. I don't know how many videos I've made.
Wow.
Somewhere in the 500 mark. I don't know. Hundreds of YouTube videos going back 6 years. I do have quite a few videos. They're a lot older now, like on teaching. Like there's some music theory stuff. There's some scale stuff.
There's some of the red wall.
There's some old lick of the day, playing some licks. There's grilling videos of me grilling steak. Those are great.
Yes.
There's lesson videos. There's string change videos. There's a bunch of stuff like that. Now in the last year or so, I've kind of not done as much of that stuff, and there's been a lot more, gear unboxing videos, people like that, and then some, gear reviews of, hey, I got this new Stretcher guitar, check it out, it's got a blah blah blah, it's got a blah blah blah, and then a lot more, of course, our Ask RNA. It was FAQ Friday for quite a long time,
yes,
and then we transformed that into Ask RNA. So there's, I don't know how many 100 FAQ Ask RNA videos.
Oh my gosh!
And once we started doing that got to the point to where I really, really enjoyed and look forward to the FAQ Friday.
Has it been 2 years now?
I think so. The FAQ Friday, Ask RNA, and our little vlog videos. I've really gotten a lot of personal satisfaction out of doing those. So those are the ones I'm like, well, I don't know what else I do this week, but we're doing this Ask RNA thing, or we're going to do a vlog.
Right.
So I've kind of fallen down on the playing and tips and tricks and stuff. I got to stand up. Sorry.
That's fine.
I was leaning over.
That's
Hey,
fine.
scooch back, because Now
I
I'm
know.
out of the shot.
I'm leaning.
I got to scooch
My
back.
legs are shifting. We're standing.
We're standing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been on my mind to get back. I always intended to do a lot of music theory videos. I've never done it, but I'm probably I need to start that. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some. But
Maybe.
you can go back and find some old videos. They're probably not that great now, so it might be funny to watch
It'll
them
be
and see
interesting.
how
The editing and
how bad I was at videos
personality.
back then. Hopefully the personalities have changed. If it anything, I'm more relaxed on camera.
That's
now.
where I was going with that.
So what you see nowadays in the last year or two is even more of who I really am and Angela really is.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't in the early days, but just being more relaxed. This is.
No, it's weird at first. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Oh, sorry. Edit. Sorry. Is it contagious? Are you yawning now?
Because we're like this.
Sorry. Yes.
Connected in the brains.
It's weird when you first start doing YouTube videos talking to the camera. Because I remember, like, at first I was like, "Hi, guy. I don't know what to do with my hands," and I wipe my, I still wipe my nose because I have allergies. But
it's Texas,
yes,
East Texas
but
allergies.
it's funny to go back and see where it's more like, we're trying to think of how should I do this like a news anchor,
I like watching the beard progression.
It's like it bounces.
And regression and shaves and beards and goatees. Yeah, I'm going to try to get back to doing more of that stuff. A lot of it really is I'm just pretty self-conscious about my own playing.
Yeah.
Really, a lot of it's that. I'm like, well, I have a really low opinion of myself when it comes to playing
That's not a
music.
shameful plug for you all to be like, no, go,
Yeah,
awesome.
no, because, and that's going back to talking about how we were brought up in our upbringing. I was sort of brought up that I was always like, you'll never be any good at that. It was always very verbally oppressive from the men in my family. My mom was always like, "You're great, you're awesome." I'm like, come on, mom. Yeah,
You're paid to do
you're my
that,
mom.
Mom.
You're gonna say that, but like from my dad and uncles and people like that, it's like, oh, Ryan, he's not good for nothing,
No bueno.
So I always thought,
Sorry.
I never thought, I know it's not you, it's them, it's not you. So I always thought, even though I went to college and I made the drum line and did all these things playing, but I always never really felt like I was any good. Even though you couldn't.
So that affects.
You couldn't suck. But on the other side, you couldn't suck and then do all the things that I did and accomplish the things that I accomplished, but still it's back there in the back of my mind. And of course, there's 10 million people on YouTube who are amazing.
Right. That's the thing about YouTube. You don't go into and play in it. Or you don't anyways. I can't speak for everybody else. But he doesn't go into it playing like, these guys have to hear what I have to say. It's mostly because people like you have asked. And I was like, well, I guess I should put out a video doing this. I don't know. And he spends hours.
Yeah, and a lot of it I've done, a lot of
it.
the instructional things I've done were really kind of as resources for my students, because we'll have a lesson about something, and they might call 2 days later, hey, what did you say about the thing? I'm like, all right, here, I'm going to send you a video. I mean, where it's kind of recovering what we did, you can pick it up. So I need to get back to that, though. So
Thanks for the comment.
Thanks for the comment, and thank you for kind of encouraging me to get, like, I need to get back into that kind of stuff and do more guitar things.
Yes.
What's funny is
yes, you do.
I'm a drummer, really. I've played drums almost longer than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's like I have almost 0 drum videos. People find out, like, oh yeah, I have a bachelor's degree in percussion and music education. Do what? Why don't you play more drums? I'm like, because guitar is freaking awesome. Have you ever played a guitar? It's pretty sick. Besides, you can't play a song for your girl on your drum set, and she'd be like, "Oh,"
I'd be like, "That's great, honey."
Yeah, but you play her some.
What are you playing? Oh, okay, yeah, that's great.
You strum me some strummy pop chords and sing a little "Ooh Baby,"
which he has not.
I don't. I'm like, hey, check out this riff. Check out
Watch
this
what
cool
I
drop
learned
E
today. Watch what I learned today.
She's like, that's great.
Are you done?
No, sweet. No, I got some
Come
solo.
back.
Check it out. Check it out. I just learned this mode.
Or, here, check out this video I learned it from. It's so funny. Wait. It's like 20 minutes in. Hold on.
Come here. Watch this guy sweep pick. It's awesome. That's where I'm missing it. I've got to just strum some chords and do some more than words, extreme. Anyways, thanks for the question. Thanks for reminding me that I need to do more of this stuff. So thank you, Mr. Mongo321.
Yes.
I think that's a great video. How do you feel? Feel good about that?
Feel great.
Feel good about that? Did you get everything out? Anything else you want to say about how awesome I am?
You're amazing. You're awesome. Thanks for this past 17 years.
Ruggedly handsome.
Sure. All that.
Yeah.
You know it. I think you're sexy.
Well, I'm glad you do.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for the questions, and we will talk to you next week. If you have a question or comment, go ahead. That's like the from Aliens.
I know.
Type that below.
Dude.
Type your questions and comments below. We'll try to answer them next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
I'm ruggedly handsome.
Yes.
And I have a beard.
Yeah.
Chicks dig beards.
You should figure out how to put that data thing on it.
Okay, we're going to do this.
Okay.
Did you damage your face, Dana?
It is a beard, Geordie. A fine, full, dignified beard. One which commands respect and projects thoughtfulness and dignity. Well, opinions?
It's, very different.
When I stroke the beard thusly, do I not appear more intellectual?
I'm sorry, I have to go now. Goodbye.
Why was she laughing?